I am an overthinker. Here's the thing. Overthinkers tend to be very responsible. And add on top of that, that most of us tend to prioritize stress. Like, what do I mean by that? What I mean is we tend to spend a lot more time on activities that lower our mood, increase our stress and anxiety, and prevent us from making the connections we need in order to face the challenges and the crises that come into our lives. So today, we're going to talk about how to shift the priorities and manage your time better. While I'm talking to you about time management, we're going to be doing one of the things I love to do whenever I find myself overthinking and trying to process things. I bake. Now you might be wondering, what in the world does baking have to do with time management? Well, go grab your apron and put on some coffee or some tea, because we're about to make this banana nut bread and you'll learn exactly how this relates to time management. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Dickens, a psychologist. And if this is the first time you've been to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad to spend time with you again today. So now, we're talking about how to manage our overthinking. And one of the ways to do that is with time management. Now, way back in the day, Stephen Covey came up with this amazing idea about how to prioritize the experiences we have in our life and in our days that would help us reduce our stress. That sounds like a great idea, right? These are the 4 areas that he discussed that we really need to pay attention to. We have experiences that are urgent and important, experiences that are urgent and not important, experiences that are not urgent but important, and then this right here, not urgent, not important. As I said, we're going to be making banana nut bread while we discuss these areas. So let's get to it. So area number 1 is urgent and important. We're making banana nut bread. Obviously, it's important that we have bananas. Otherwise, we just have a spiced bread. And these are getting brown, so that means they're ripe and we need to use them urgently. Here's the thing about experiences in this quadrant. These are going to be things like a medical emergency, you have a project due at work, you have your kiddo that comes to you and says, hey, I have a project due at school tomorrow and it's 9 o'clock at night. Maybe you're planning a trip and you have last minute preparations that you need to do and you have to get them done before you go on the trip. That is what falls in this category. They're necessary and they're time sensitive. They have to be addressed. A lot of times we will manage our time in a way where we create a lot of these. So what we find ourselves doing is going from crisis to crisis to crisis. And over time, we start to feel burned out. So whenever we're having a crisis, we want to address it whenever it comes up. We want to take control of the things we can take control of, leave the things we can't take control of, and let God work that out. Now we have this quadrant right here. Urgent, but not important. Some of you might be thinking, wait, are those spices? Well, yes, they are. Cinnamon, allspice, cardamom. I like to use cardamom a lot in my baking. I just think it adds a really great flavor. But you know, all these spices are considered optional in the recipe. I don't think they're optional. The recipe does. And I have walnuts. The recipe says these are optional. So now, here's the interesting thing about these optional ingredients. A lot of times we'll tell ourselves, no, they're important. I absolutely must use them, but you don't. And that makes these situations deceptions. What do I mean by that? In this category, what you'll often find are some of our meetings at work, returning some phone calls, checking some of our emails, participating in activities that may be enjoyable, but really don't add anything to your life. They don't add any meaning or purpose. You're just doing it because it makes you feel good. I know at work, sometimes I can find myself signing up for projects that aren't really necessary and attending meetings that really aren't relevant to me, that really aren't helpful to me. Then I have to stop and ask myself, is this something I really need to be doing? Is it moving me towards a goal? And if I can't answer yes, this is a deception and I don't need to be doing it. Or I need to scale back how much time I'm spending in this category. Okay, on to the next quadrant right here. It's not urgent and it's not important. Now, there might be some of you who might be prepared to click to another video because I am essentially telling you that chocolate is not urgent and not important. This is the only time you'll ever hear me say those phrases. And it's only being said because it's in the context of this metaphor. I absolutely think that chocolate is important. However, I don't think it's important for banana nut bread. And in fact, this is an addition. It's not even part of the recipe. Some people like to add it because they like chocolate, because like I said, chocolate's important. But it can also be a distraction from the great flavors you have going on in the rest of the bread. When we're doing actions, behaviors in this quadrant, they tend to be time wasters. So it's gonna be things like scrolling through social media, getting on Amazon and picking out your next package. It can be Netflixing and chilling. So the items in the things that we do in this category, there can be things that are fun and enjoyable, really great, like chocolate. They distract, they take away. And I'm not saying avoid Netflix. I'm not saying don't read. I'm not saying don't get on Instagram. I am not saying that at all. What I'm saying is check how much time you're spending doing those things. And how do you feel after you do those things? Hopefully you're getting what I'm saying. Chocolate is good, it's enjoyable, but you want to limit significantly how much of it you're eating or doing. But you get the idea. You get it, right? You get it, right? Okay, on to the last lovely quadrant. Wow, look at the difference here. It's like an ingredient explosion. Like, what happened? Well, in this quadrant, we have things that are important, but not urgent. Now, why does this have so many more things going on than these over here? Well, this is where you find the behaviors and choices that give these ingredients purpose. This is where you want to spend most of your time in your day. This is going to be spending time with friends and family. It's going to be making sure that you get enough sleep. Right now in the Western culture, we are horrible about getting enough sleep. And it also means getting rest, restorative rest, not numbing out rest. And if you don't know the difference, you need to watch my videos and I'll link those down below. And this is also going to be where you're going to be making healthy food choices. And this is where you're going to be finding ways to move your body more. This is where you're going to have your spiritual connections. This is where you're going to make value-based decisions. And if you don't know what that means, I have a video that I'm going to link in the description down below. These things are the building blocks for a healthy, fulfilling, joyful, peaceful life. I'm not saying it's going to be absent from crises. Nope, no life is absent from crises. But if you're getting rest, if you're exercising, if you're eating well, if you're making decisions that are value-driven, and you're leaving margin, leaving space for crises to come up, when crises do come up, you can manage them much better than if you are filling up your day with these items here. And so I'm hoping you're getting the metaphor. These are the ingredients for a healthy life. Now that we have our purpose and structure, let's put this bread together so we can make this fulfilling day and fulfilling life. Let's go. Here you are with evidence of your hard work, your time management. You have a life that can nourish other people. In order to get this, you're going to have to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. You're gonna have to make healthy food choices. You're gonna have to move your body, prioritize time with friends and family. Don't put that off. You don't know how long they're going to be here. Make decisions that are value driven. And if you don't really know what that means or how to do that, I've done a video on it and I will drop it in the description below. And when you do that, you won't have the sense of, I have to figure out how to handle my life. Everything is so chaotic because your hands aren't going all over the place. Your hands are controlled and managed and focused, and you get this great life. So let's taste this great life, shall we? Ooh boy, I bet it's gonna be good. It smells good. I think it's gonna be good. I'm feeling it. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. It's dense and moist. Do you see that? Look at that. Oh, isn't that fabulous? Let's taste. Oh yeah. That is a sweet life. And I want you to have a sweet life. Look down in the description. I have some questions to ask yourself to encourage you to manage your time better. If you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. And let me know down below what resonated with you and what you do for time management. And until next time, take care and remember to always choose joy. Man, this was really good. Man, this is good.